Hey everyone, CJ here. I just wanted to analyze another swing for you, and that was Michelle Wie, recent winner on the LPGA Tour, and I wanted to kind of talk about a few things here for you. As you know, Michelle hasn't won in a few years or a couple years, and it really hasn't been her ball striking, it's been more her putting. But I want to talk to you really quick about some things that you can do with your swing. If you look at Michelle here, one of the things you know that I've always talked about is kind of having your posture, back of the shoulders, tip of the knees, balls of the feet. Now, if you look at Tiger here, and this camera angle is a little bit better, I concede that. This camera angle is shooting a little bit too much from the inside, which is going to make this club look a little steeper. And as you'll notice on the way back, it's going to make the club appear a little bit more outside. So one of the things, that's pretty good actually going back, that's going to be pretty close to her hands if the camera angle was exactly what we're looking at here with Tiger. But one of the things you're going to see with Michelle is as she comes down, that's a really good position. Now, again, it's just fractionally steep, but her tendency is to get the club stuck underneath that red line, that original red line. Therefore, she would hit kind of the pushes and the hooks, and you can kind of tell that just by the release, sort of that flip right there. You can see how you can see the club head right here and the butt end of the club right there. So she definitely has a tendency to flip it. So now, what does she do, or what has she done to help out and allow her to hit the ball better? A couple things. Obviously, first, she has bent over more. The more you get bent over, the club will generally follow your weight. So if you are a person that has a tendency to hit pushes and hooks, make sure you have a really good belt line like she does here. You can see her belt angle is really closely matching that shaft plane. Okay, so that's number one. The other thing she has done is if you watch her swing here, I want you to watch the sort of the transition here. You can see Michelle's right hip, how it wants to spin. Alright, and that's a tendency of people that get stuck behind him. If you look at Tiger, that's his tendency as well, but I want to show you the difference if you watch his belt angle kind of right here. You're going to see a little drop motion. As he sort of squats down, that allows his arms to gather a little bit of speed and get a little bit more in front of his body. Michelle, she has a tendency to, from here, spin, so you can see the difference. So she doesn't have enough really weight working into her left side. Now, what she has done to counteract that, and so here's the thing about golf, you could have necessarily a bad thing that turns out to being a right thing, a correct thing. So what she has done is watch her right foot. She has kept her right foot on the ground longer, and even when she's done, she's trying to keep that right foot down more. So that's what you can see with what she's done. She's trying to keep her right foot back as much as she can so that her arms can get down in front of her. And again, if you watch some of the shots that she won, when she won, she'd hit a shot and she'd fall over a little bit towards her toes. That is, again, because she's bent over just a little bit too much. But she's doing everything she can do to get the club steeper and keep it in front of her. It's really not, her full swing. This is her putting setup. So, over her years, she hits it forever. She's 6 foot tall at least, maybe a little bit taller. Very athletic, very strong girl. But now here she's trying to get shorter, lower to it, all these other things. So you can see with her putting, she putted, made some putts. They played in Hawaii, so she's used to the greens, used to all that stuff. But you can see with her, it's not a full swing issue. Obviously there's things that she has done to help with her full swing to keep the club more in front of her and not hit pushes and hooks and to have a little bit more control. But that putting setup, you get someone as good as Michelle and they make some putts that week, then you can tell that, okay, she's going to put up a good number and win. And she's been playing well, putting well here recently. So that's one of those things I want you to understand. But again, if you are a person that has a tendency to hit pushes and hooks. And again, here's her right foot. You can see how much that right foot is staying on the ground, hitting a 3-wood. She's trying to delay that right foot if you're going to hit to stop the club from getting stuck and not hit pushes. If you do, again, have a tendency to get the club too far from underneath, go ahead and bend over a little bit more. That will help you initially, and it'll help the club get a little bit steeper. I hope you gathered a little bit of information here about Michelle Wie's swing and how you can apply it to your own. And I will see you guys next week.